Hello, welcome to Lust with Must, and I'm Emily Must, and this is my best friend, Shannon. Here he is, the mysterious Shannon. Anyways, I hope everyone is having a fabulous evening. And tonight, I wanted to talk about how I lost my virginity.
Oh my goodness.
Do you remember when you lost your virginity?
You better damn well know I do.
Oh yeah, how old were you?
I was 17.
Jeez, I was 18. Nowadays, that's old. All these kids are like losing their V card super early, 15 and shit. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, I mean, even back in my day, they were getting freaky deaky pretty young.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So did you feel like you were old?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to save up for hookers and all this.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I actually felt like I was kind of old too because I didn't lose my virginity until I was a freshman in college.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Out of high school.
Yeah. Out of high school.
So what? You didn't get laid on your prom night?
I went with my girlfriend to Kiwana.
Okay.
We were
Did you not
together.
have a date for your prom?
I did have a date to Kiwana.
Oh.
We went as
Okay.
friends. Me and my girlfriend.
Friend.
She ended up later being a lesbian, but I didn't know that at the time.
She might have wanted a little bit more. Okay.
Who knows?
In the 80s. Let's go.
Anyways, we're still friends. But yeah, she was a lesbian. I didn't have any boyfriends.
Maybe you were the only one on that prom date that thought that she wasn't gonna get it.
It was the safest date I could find because my mother, okay, she was she's a school teacher and then she became a principal. And the only thing that she said to me my whole life, ever since I was a preteen on, was that the only thing that will ruin your life is getting pregnant as a teenager. So she literally said, marijuana, 50-50 chance, alcohol, 50-50 chance, LSD, coke, I don't fucking know, but basically, back then there wasn't all that fentanyl and shit and all the drugs, so it was there's a 50-50 chance that if you have alcohol, you may become an alcoholic, right?
I mean, I don't think it's a 50% chance.
Well, that's, in my mind as a teenager, that's the way I looked at it.
Okay, it was like a coin flip.
Exactly. But the one thing that she made sure was that if you get pregnant, your life is over.
I mean, that ain't...
completely effing over.
I mean...
And she was a school teacher, so, back then we didn't have the internet. How was I going to question my mother, who's a school teacher, and then she was a principal, and then my mama was also a school teacher. So I said, you know what? She's right. You know what? I don't know what a baby would do, but it would. My mom said it would fuck my life up. And so, I was really scared about that.
That is actually a healthy fear to have.
It should be, right?
For every young lady.
But it wasn't I wasn't curious about sex. When I was younger, I took my Barbie dolls and we were having sex with them. And then sometimes I took my stuffed animals and then I humped them. And then sometimes as I got older, I remember the first time that I masturbated.
Oh.
Do you remember the first time that you masturbated?
Yes, I
How old were you?
I was 13 and I told myself I would never do it again.
Why? Did you feel shame?
I felt so shameful.
Oh.
That didn't work out as well as I planned on the first time.
Why? Did you not come?
No, I came so fucking goddamn crazily that I lied to myself.
Yeah.
And I repeatedly did it for years.
Well.
Till now.
Anyways, I remember that I used to hunt my stuffed animals and I used to do fun stuff like that, but the first time that I actually ever really masturbated was
Do tell.
my mom had just bought a new family size bottle, like tube of hydrocortisone cream. And you know, it's like the little tip, and then it gets really smooth.
What do you use that for?
Well, I used it to masturbate with. She's like, I had like some eczema or something, and she's like, oh, I bought you this hydrocortisone. I couldn't have been, I think I was like maybe 16 or 15. I don't fucking know. It was like 15 or 16. But she bought me this family-sized tube of hydrocortisone cream. And I opened it, and then I stuck it up inside my vagina.
Oh, my.
Yeah, and it was like the perfect size because I went from like tampons to a family size like hydrocortisone cream, and you know, it has a real, you know how the like, you know how they are. And so it was very, like, it was very easy to get up in there. It was smooth. Anyways, so I had been playing with myself for a long time, but I didn't lose my virginity until I was 18 years old, and I was a freshman in college.
Whoa. Well, that's a, you know, that's a noble age.
Well, my mom scared me to death.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, she would have been happier for me to find like 100 things of microdots, like some LSD or something, than a used condom. Because that, in her mind, was like a 50-50 coin flip.
Yeah, well, like you didn't bring any children into the situation of doing any debauchery.
Oh, I had no problems being a virgin. Like, all my friends had lost their virginity. I was like the last one. And I even remember, like, I had this girlfriend, and she, like, I think she did it to, like, clown me or whatever, but it was Valentine's Day. And I used to have this saying when I would go to parties, and it was like, when guys would try to get with me, I'd be like, yo, you know, no one's going to get a whiff of this, honey. I'm a virgin. Like, I didn't care. But I didn't realize that she was going to put it on a t-shirt. So get this. It's like my senior year, and it's Valentine's Day, and there's a DJ in the cafeteria. And they're like, oh, Emily Moss, come on up. You got a Valentine's Day gift. And my girlfriend, who I thought was my best friend at the time.
You had a damn DJ in the cafeteria?
Yeah, this was Charlotte. It was a big school. Anyways, so I didn't go to some country school like you did.
That's like some serious shit.
Yeah. So they were like giving out Valentine's gifts. So they were like, some people were getting flowers or teddy bears and stuff. Well, my girlfriend, was always really jealous of me. Anyways, she decided, because she was not a virgin.
Oh,
I used to call her Yuck Mouth.
Oh,
because she was known for
one
everyone.
Which one is this? So that I know.
And I'm not going to tell her name.
Okay. But off camera. Hey.
It starts with an SH and it ends with an ELA. So anyways, get back to the story. I was in the cafeteria my senior year, and they're like, oh, Emily Moss, you have a Valentine's Day gift. And I was like, ooh. And then I realized it was a t-shirt, and it said, you will never get a whiff this. I don't know if it was like all like that.
This?
And then on the, that's what it said.
Whiff a this?
Yeah, that's because I used to say that at parties.
You never get a whiff a this?
WIFDIS. I'm a virgin on the back. I'm sorry. You know, I wasn't sure. I'm not gonna
That's
say.
kind of like a little.
I'm not gonna say that I use.
blatant.
I'm not gonna say that I didn't use a lot of slang. That's what I used to say at parties. Guys would be like, "Oh, you're hot," and I'd be like, no, homie, you ain't gonna get a whiff of this tonight, baby." And so she took that.
You were full of yourself.
Of course I was.
Feeling yourself.
I mean, look how pretty I am. But
mean,
my mom
God
scared
damn.
me so bad, basically saying your life will be ruined if you have sex and get pregnant. Dude, there was no internet. There was no nothing. I had only my mother to go, like, her advice. And, like, honestly, I don't think she didn't care about weed. She didn't care about alcohol because, like I said, that's a coin flip back then. Bing!
I think
But getting pregnant as a teenager is not a coin flip. That's a fuck your life up flip.
being able to scare the living shit out of your kid to not have them kids as long as they can, is a good thing.
Exactly. Until I went to college. So, as soon as I got out of my mother's home, I went to UNCG. And I couldn't have been at UNCG more than like 2 weeks. And I met this guy named Brad.
Oh, Bradley.
Doesn't Brad sound like just a Brad?
He's a nice. Nobody's afraid of Bradley.
And Brad had a bunch of tattoos.
Oh, Brad's got tattoos. Damn.
And he was older than me.
Oh.
Like maybe 2 years. I think he was like a
sophomore maybe or something?
No, he was like a junior.
Oh, a junior.
Yeah, he was a little bit older, and I was a freshman. Anyways.
Oh, Bradley took advantage.
Anyways.
As well as Bradley should have.
So anyways, we started talking, and he invited me to his apartment because he didn't live on campus, because he was older. So I came back to his apartment, and I was doing some homework, and he's like, "Oh, do you want to get in the bed?" And I was like, "Of course I do."
But you said, "Of course I do."
Of course I do.
Oh,
I knew I was gonna have sex with him before I went over there.
So Bradley wasn't as...
We had hung out a couple times before, and I didn't have sex with him. But I knew that night I was gonna have sex with him.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, I was at his apartment, and I was gonna spend the night, and he was gonna take me to class the next day.
Hello.
So of course that meant, AKA, he's getting laid. Especially I was a freshman.
Yeah, come on.
So anyways, we go to his bedroom,
Legal.
and he's like, for some reason, I felt like I needed to tell him I was a virgin. Because I had read some things, and like my mom had told me some stuff that like when you lose your virginity, you may bleed.
Okay.
Have you ever had sex with a virgin?
That would be never.
Never. Okay, so I don't know. Either way.
I've only had clean sluts.
Anyways, I didn't know that not everybody bleeds, especially if you've been sticking hydrocortisone cream up your vagina and maybe like a Corona bottle here and there. Who knows? Either way, I was not new to penetration. I just was new to dick penetration.
It's actually much more gentle than like all these other plastic things and all this.
Says who?
Okay, never mind.
Okay. Have you ever tried it?
Negative.
Have you ever tried? Oh.
Once in the 80s, and I did not like it.
Anyways, so we start having it. So I'm like, oh, I feel like I have to tell him. So I'm like, oh, I'm a virgin, which was the worst mistake I made. Because then he went and told everybody that he took the virginity of Emily Lust. But either way.
Oh, so that he could claim
exactly. Anyways, so we're doing our thing, and he pulls out a condom, and his dick is about like erect. Bing. Okay, first of all, my hydrocortisone cream was more like this.
Oh.
The Corona bottle was this. Anyways, what I'm saying is that this was very small compared to what I had been stuffing in my vagina for years.
And it's soft and pink and fucking...
Basically, I didn't need to tell him I was a virgin.
Hard and pink.
Exactly. So anyways, we had sex.
Yeah.
It was good. Like, it was the first time I had had a dick penetrate inside of my vagina. And it felt good. Yeah. I don't know if it was lovingly. We're talking about a junior fucking a freshman.
Never mind. It was like thrusting
yeah,
in
who
and
knows?
out at a medium pace.
Who knows? Anyways, he only had one condom.
None.
One. Yeah.
One?
Was
that special one condom that he had?
Just one. I guess he only thought
The
that I
one
only
condom
wanted
pack.
to do one time.
One condom pack at his place.
Anyways, I wanted to do a lot of times.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Because I had been sticking things up there. This is the first time that even though it was smaller than the hydrocortisone cream.
Well, what are you going to do for the fucking another 23 hours and 14 minutes?
Exactly. So my mother had said, again, just don't get pregnant. So I was like, you can't get pregnant if you put it in the butt.
Oh, lordy,
You
lordy,
can't.
lordy.
You cannot. So I go to Brad. And I said, oh, this is before, like, you could have, like, stuff delivered.
This is before the internet shit, right?
Of course. We're talking about 1999.
Cell phones and all of this. God damn.
Anyways.
That's a freaky deaky.
So I said, well, we don't have another condom, so let's just have anal sex because, you know, I'm thinking in my mind that I'm not thinking about AIDS, herpes, gonorrhea. I'm not thinking about anything like that. I'm just thinking about not getting pregnant because my mother had scared the shit out of me.
It's a dangerous little game that we play.
So anyways, so I said, why don't you just put it in the butt? And I just told him I was a virgin.
Oy, oy, oy.
So I guess he was surprised, but then we had anal sex. Anyways, whatever. So I lost my V card and my A card at the same time.
Simultaneous.
Yeah. But I feel like I already lost my V card by sticking stuff up there. I don't know, who knows? But you know, I did Google what constitutes losing your virginity.
Yeah.
And it says that having a penis stuck up there.
What about a penis stuck in your mouth?
No, that's
Not my mouth, somebody else's mouth.
yeah, that doesn't count. I actually literally Googled it.
Doesn't count.
No, that's
Bum.
oral sex.
Yeah, I think I was like 15.
Yeah. Did you enjoy your losing your virginity?
Yeah, like 3.5 seconds of it.
Oh, did you nut that fast?
Oh my god, I was like.
Was she older or
17.
younger than you?
She was a little bit younger.
Well, good, because she
Because she was a dirty tramp.
and she wasn't a virgin, so you've never
No.
had sex with a virgin.
No, I've only had sex with clean slates.
But you just said you had a trollop. Is trollop?
Trollop.
Do people still use the word trollop?
I don't know.
Who knows?
I was trying to be nice.
But you know what the funny thing was? So the next morning he drives me to my class, right? Because he had a car, because he was older.
Ooh.
And I get out of the car, and
Was
before
it
I
a
look,
Civic?
it was like a Jeep or something. I don't know. It was old. It was something. It wasn't anything
Never
great.
mind.
Yeah. And he goes, I'm getting out of the car, and he's like, do you feel different today? And I was thinking, I mean, I don't know.
I'm alright. I'm alright. Like, did you give me something?
I'm thinking, I mean, I've had bigger things in my vagina and my
Like,
ass.
do I feel different? Did you have something that you didn't tell me?
You know, honestly, we had sex later on. We continue to have sex, but
Yeah,
he's
still you're like, dude, but it's like, hey, motherfucker.
you know,
I
let me
feel
tell you
different.
something though. Brad could give the best oral sex. You know why? He like perfected it because he's the only guy that a condom has ever been stuck up inside of me because his dick was that small.
So you had to get good at the freaking
So
mouth.
I had to like dig it out and everything. So yeah, he got really good at the like
Good
oral
mouth.
sex. Yeah, so he was really good. He's in my top 3.
God damn.
Yeah, but he had a wiener that was like literally shorter than hydrocortisone
Well,
for
you
family
gotta give
size.
and take. There's rubbing and there's raping.
Anyways, that was how I lost my V card.
I'm loving it.
Yeah. Well, anyways, thank you for turning in to Lust with Must. And we will see you next time. I don't know why I just did that. I should just do this, right?
Yeah, that's
Wait,
the
hold
thing.
on. I want to do this.
What do you boop 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 boop?
No, wait, hold on. Oh, wait.
The hell is the boop 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 boop?
I don't know. I've had a few drinks. Hold on. I want to do this one. Thank you for Thank you for hanging out with Lust with Must. That would have been so much cooler.
Man, it would've been
Anyways,
way better.
whatever. Thanks for hanging out. You know, I ruined it, but it's okay. Till next time.